Hello, viewers. Welcome to today's show. This is Teens Untold with me, Auntie Maj. Last week, I came across a post on Facebook, and it was about teenagers in a house party. 36 of them arrested, and there were so many condoms, which means it was not just a party, but there was more than met the eye. And with me today is a friend. She has been here before. Her name is Zipporah. And of course, with no further ado, I'm going to give her an opportunity to introduce herself. Karibu sana, Zipporah.
Asante sana. My name is Zipporah Gathoni Washira, born again, servant of God, mother of 3 and wife. And I'm glad to be here.
Karibu sana. Na umesahau kitu.
Nimesahau.
You're a music artist.
Oh yes, I am.
I
am a music minister. I sing to the Lord.
Amen.
Amen.
Karibu sana tena.
Asante
I'm
sana.
so glad to have you back.
Thank you so much.
And of course, when I saw this, I was like, Zippy will be the best person, at least we just like have a discussion about it. I saw that post and it really concerned me. And I was like, these are 36
I know.
teenagers arrested. Though in a house party.
Yeah.
Number one, at this time of the pandemic, whereby they even banned. You know, they like parties are not supposed to be held.
Yeah.
And on top of that, they are teenagers, and there were so many condoms. You know, that were discovered in that house party.
Yeah.
So my first question to you, as a parent,
Yeah.
you know, what do you feel about like this whole party thing?
Okay. We can't like tell the young people not to party because they will always party, but party responsibly, right? Okay, first of all, because I think, first of all, when I was thinking about that case scenario, I'm asking myself, were there parents in that house? Number one. Did the parents of wherever they were doing the house party, wherever they were holding the house party, were the parents aware that was going to happen? Was there a caretaker? I mean, a caregiver to those kids who were hosting? I don't know who was hosting. Was it kids hosting, or was it a parent's house where they came? I mean, was it a home where they came to party, or was it a friend's home they came to party?
Okay, it wasn't specific like whether it was, but they were like 36 teenagers arrested in a house party, and there were so many condoms recovered in the house party. But when you hear house party, there has to be a house for it to be a house party.
Of course.
You know, and now the thing here is, okay, they did not specify whether it was like one of them, but it has to be one of them. Probably. You know, most probably, because most of the time nowadays they are like they are planning for these parties. Like it is one of them who will plan for a party. Maybe it is a birthday party. I know, probably invite friends, or maybe it is party to like they want to like they are celebrating maybe a certain achievement or anything like that, you know. So it has to be in a house.
So a party and probably a sleepover, whereby probably my kid asked for permission. Mom, we are going to this party. It's just a party, and because of the curfew hours, we can't come home. So it's okay if we spend something like that. So I'm thinking, if it was my child who is asking me to go to the party, I'd first want to know where they are going and who are the parents. Because if I know who the parents are, it is better, even better. But if I do not know who the parents are and my kids are gone, then what kind of parent would I be to allow my kid in this pandemic to go out? First of all, the parents, hapo hivyo ni questionable, parents to these teenagers. And then number 2, 36, and did they like waliangalia hizi measures za COVID?
Most probably they didn't, but most of the times nowadays I'm saying like they're not even observing that. Even in their mind, I don't even think like this COVID thing has truly registered in their mind. Because when it comes to partying, they are partying. You know, even like they are this like music. There are times you have seen like musician concerts whereby they come and you know they gather and they go and they do their thing. In weddings nowadays, their weddings are even surpassing surpassing those numbers. So I don't think in these young people's mind, they have really registered like this COVID thing in their mind. Of course, in their mind, it's all about like partying. You know, they just want to party. They just want to go there and have fun. But no, my problem is, we as parents, you know, as you're allowing your teenage boy or girl, you know, to go into this party, because you know, a teenager is somebody, this is a child who is under the parents.
Yes,
still,
definitely.
you know, and most probably when they were leaving the house, they must have asked for permission, because there's no your teenage boy or girl will just leave, you know,
With
and
this
just
curfew
not even the curfew, just leaving the house, even minus the curfew.
It's true.
You know,
it's true, yeah.
like them leaving the house before they leave.
You have to have asked permission from your parents.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so my question here is, are we failing our kids? Like, you know, I must have, as a parent, allowed my teenage boy or girl to leave the house to go into a party. And of course, in the house they were in, I'm sure there were no parents, because I don't think there is a parent who
would allow such a thing.
Exactly, will be that irresponsible enough to allow, you know, all those teenagers to be there. And of course, there are condoms, so many condoms that were recovered, which means they were engaging sexually.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so my question here is, I'm even thinking of the house that these kids were in. What about the parents? You know, the parents of the child who had hosted this particular party. So we as parents, are we failing our children?
In one way or another, I think we are. I remember there is a time we talked about parents being strict. Now, that is a very good question to ask right now. Or, I mean, when looking at this case, right, teenagers are not supposed to say their parents are strict anymore, because, for example, we saw that it happened in Homa Bay, right?
Yes.
And how would I see that as a parent and then allow my child to go out? And then how would I give my child permission to go to a place I don't even know what is going on? Okay, I think even if your child is telling you there's a party or something like that, you should call up the parents to the kid who is hosting the party. Call them up, find out, is it true there is this and this going on? If there is that going on, then you want to know, are the kids safe? You know, because on the other hand, hata ukiwa kazi ya kwenda hizo house parties, they will sneak or they will do even something worse. So you'd rather they go to that party in your know than they go to that party sneaking out. You don't know where they are. So if the teenager has come and asked you for permission to go out, fine. If you have to give them permission, or they are giving you the reasons why they think they should go to the party, and you think that reason is viable enough, and you've taken up the measures as a parent to call that other parent and find out, is it true there is a party? What kind of party is it? You know, I think that is one thing that one should do. Ukiwakazia ni vibaya, ata sneak wataenda. Ukiwaitikisha na wewe, you have to follow up. Find out where they are going. Even drop them if it's possible. See for yourself.
But you know, there's this case whereby, you know, like your teen girl, your teen boy comes to you, and of course they want to go for a sleepover to a friend's place. You know, and there's a friend like you know so well.
Yeah.
You know, and you allow them go for the sleepover. But now what you don't know is that now from the sleepover, where you dropped them, they will leave the sleepover now to the this party.
Ah, okay, right.
You know, because watu ni wajanja.
Ni wajanja.
Like this young generation of nowadays, by the ni wajanja hata kutuliko. Nowadays hata wanatusurpass.
Hata sisi tulipitia hapo.
Exactly. Yeah. So you find that there they will ask for this sleepover. You want to drop me? Okay, sawa. No problem. You drop too. There's no issues. Let's go. Everything has been arranged.
Yes.
You know, and so you drop them over. So my question is, should easy sleepovers
zihappen ama zihappen?
Ni vizuri ziki happen, really. Would sisi wazazi, do we still be allowing our kids to go for this? Because as for me, personally as a parent, I always don't see the need for the sleepover, because I'm like, sleepover for what? You know, if there is nothing like that is adding value to your life that you're going to do in this sleepover, you know, what is the need of a sleepover?
Yeah, I know. Hey, kwanza, me, your story, first of all, I don't think I would allow my teenager to go for a sleepover. Sometimes I allow my children to go for a sleepover because wako hii age ya 8, 6, because I'm sure of the parents wanaenda sleepover kwao. Very, very close friends who have same values with us. And probably they will go for, have fun stuff to do, like Bible stories, stuff like that. But a teenager, lakini I want to talk to a teenager out there also. And I would love to tell them, regardless of whether umesneak ama ujasneak, if it's a game plan and you've told your parent that you're going somewhere, na your parent genuinely amejua yenyewe umeenda hapa, alafu kumbe you had a plan to come out of there and go somewhere else, jijue. If you have to go to that bash, we jijue, jitambue, jipende, know who you are.
But
don't bow to peer pressure as well.
But who is, we say charity begins at home. And of course, are you as a parent not the one who is responsible for helping like this your teen girl, your teen boy to have those values? These are values they need to have in a way that even when they go out in those parties, anajua like everybody is doing it. The fact that everybody is doing it doesn't mean it's right, and the fact that I'm the only person who is doing it doesn't mean it's wrong. So are you as a parent, does it not come back to you? Because I always see like the way they behave out there, it is all based on the values, the values like you sell to them. True. So the values that you instill in them, that is what will determine the way they are going to. Because even for a teen boy or girl who's like the values are instilled well, there is no way they will say they are going in a sleepover in a friend's place, and then the sleepover goes all the way now to the party. And of course, at times there is peer pressure. We say with these young people, peer pressure iko juu sana. So yeah, they would, and of course unampata like ameenda kwa hizo parties, but at the end of it all, does it not come back to you as a parent?
It does. Actually, hapo ndipo foundation iko. Kabisa, it does. Because if you raise up a child with the right morals and the right values, anajua what is right and what is wrong, then hata kwa hizo bash wakienda, because hata ukiwakazia kwenda wataenda, that is what we said. Hata akiwa kwa hiyo kwa whatever in a setting whereby there is a group of people and they want to like make you bow down to peer pressure, you as a teenager, the values that are in you are so strong. Of course, it comes from the parents. Majorly it's the parents. So if the parent has failed in that area, kuonyesha mtoto wake that this is the right way, because you have to keep telling the child as they grow, you have to, akifail unamuonyesha njia kila saa, and you clearly agree with you, it's the parent. Parents are the ones who have failed, especially if you look at that case scenario. It's parents who have failed, because there is no way I'd have the Bible says, train a child in the way he should go and he will never depart from it.
Sure.
If I have trained my child kutoka akuwe mdogo, this is the way. Hata akienda mahali kuna sharks, atakumbuka this is the way. Even if vibaya, even if vizuri. But if there is a child who's grown without being shown the values, zile mzuri na zile mbaya, definitely they will deviate from, watafollow any flow. Wind ikienda hivi, ataenda hivi. Wind ikienda hivi, ataenda hivyo. But a different child who's been raised in a different way, mwenye amefundishwa what is right and wrong, hata akiwa hapo hivyo katikati ya hao wase wengine, anajua si kukunywa ni vibaya. Hata nikikunywa mimi najua mami aliniambia kukunywa ni vibaya because it leads to this and that. Because ukikunywa hujijui, your senses are off, you've been drugged. Probably you didn't want to even have sex, engage in sex. Hawa walikuwa na condoms kwa hiyo setting. But you see, wewe umekuja hapo ukiwa mzuri venye unajua with your values, si ndio? You know what is right and wrong. You know you cannot succumb to peer pressure. But somebody just told you take one glass. Umekewa ka drug hapo hivyo. After kuwekewa ka drug, wewe unajua kufanya hizo vitu si poa, but ulijipata kwa bed na mtu and it happened, you broke your virginity and stuff like that. So pia inaweza kuwa the parent has shown you the right way to go, but also there is that thing, know your friends. Sasa hao watu wenye unaenda nao your bash, do you know them well? Because if I'm your friend Maj, and I know you don't like kukunywa, you don't like raving, and I'm this bad friend, but tumeenda na wewe, but wewe unajua mimi nakuaga kuna vile mimi nakuaga you know but wewe you're like a good girl and then umekambash nimekuwekea whatever nimekuwekea and you've gone all the way, you've done all what you've done, you know, you've even broken your virginity. Then I mean, much as it is the parents' responsibility, hata wewe as a teenager you have a responsibility hapo.
Ukweli, and your friends. Exactly. And you don't know what is, they call it like being cool. I can remember there's a guy I always watch, Sijui najuita. He bring like stories that teach like life experiences. You know, and there were these teenagers, they had gone out for a house party, and there were two friends, and they were there in the middle of the house party. I guess it was school, then to a party. Like one of the classmates had invited the rest of the classmates to a party, and so because they were not drinking, to them, the others were referring them as not being cool. Yeah. And so one of them wanted to be cool, and so okay, they had said no to the pressure, but it reached a point whereby one of them gave in to this pressure, and so drank, took drugs and all that. Yeah. But now at the end of it all, you know, because now the moment they started, then gradually went by and addiction came in. Yes. So, and now they show us like afterlife, whereby the one who said no did so well, the one who succumbed, of course, alisambaratika, ikenda vibaya. How you have seen it? Yes. So, and in the back of my mind, I was like, I can remember telling my boys, like, you know, being cool does not equals like how you're gonna be in life. Yes. It is okay not to be cool. Yes. You know, if the definition of being cool means things that are not adding value to your life, you better not be cool. You know, afadhali ubaki tu kama hauko cool, afadhali tu kae na ufala yako. Na ufala yako. As long as this definition of cool does not add what? Does not add value to your life. It is okay. Yeah. You know, and that is one thing I always like emphasize when it comes to like the young generation. The fact that everybody is doing it, it doesn't make it right. Yeah. And the fact that you're the only person doing it doesn't make it wrong. As long as whatever you're doing is right.
Keep on doing what you know is
with right. Yourself, your values, it doesn't go like contrary to your values. You know, it is adding value to your life. Because at the same time, that is something also that you need to like observe like all times. Whatever I'm about to do, is it adding value to my life? Yes. You know, and if it is, you know, is it in a positive or in a negative way? You know, if negative, then it's not worth like putting your time, your energy, you know, and all that. Okay, now, for like teenagers out there, you know, there's this teen out there, you know, at times they go for these parties, you know, there's sex. Yeah. And eventually, they are this veteran who are used to all this. And of course, they are busy taking videos. You know, and so in the morning you wake up, and you realize, they took these videos and they posted them online. Umelala, pombe zako, and so you wake up in the morning in the middle of like a hangover, because you're not even used to all this, and then boom, there's a video trending all over social media. Wanafaa kudeal na situation ka hizo kivipi?
Unaongea sasa juu ya hawa teenagers
na hiyo. No, wewe mwenye umejipata wewe ndio ulichukuliwa video jana na ina trend. And it happened like in the middle of the action, you know, you're crazy doing your thing, you're just having fun. Unaona? But there was somebody busy taking videos, and of course alizichukua and sent them akazituma online. No, and then in the morning you're waking up with a hangover. You're not even used to drinking, but now you drank. You know, you're waking up in the middle of a hangover, and then you take your phone and boom, it's you're there. So
nakuget. So unauliza how are they supposed to do that?
Ukijipata like kwa hiyo situation, because most of the times tunaona like you go into a depression. There's some even to take their own life. So how should you handle such a situation?
First of all, in the first place, kama unajua vitu kama hizo zu happen, see, you avoid hizi vitu.
But now you did it.
Now if you did it, kila scene iko na consequence yake. Ni kama telling me that you've had sex and you don't expect a pregnancy out of it. It has to come. Sasa consequences za vitu zingine kama hizo, you have to stay with them. I mean, because it is stigmatizing kwanza very stigmatizing. It is, I can't even imagine how stigmatizing it would be for someone. But I think if it has happened, probably they would find an accountability partner to work with them, or a mature person who they can trust to just walk them through that. Because kama ni mistake will happen. You have to pick up the pieces and move on with life. So the best thing to do is work with someone who is older and mature, someone who will understand, even a counselor. Yeah, and go through with it, because I know it is not easy.
Not easy.
It is not easy. Walking in stigma is not easy. It is not easy. It will break you mentally.
Exactly.
You need someone to help you, and you even moreover you need God. You need the Holy Spirit of God. You need God to help you through these things. How I wish it wouldn't come to that. You know, like all teenagers wanaweza tu jijua na wajipende, that it won't have to come to that. You know.
Sure, and I know it is very sad nowadays. Like it's happening, and it has gone to a very high rise, whereby parties are the order of the day. I hear nowadays mtu ana party mpaka 35. Like you find like you're 35, you're still partying. You know, you wake up in the morning, like kazi yako ni kukingoja simu, like tunaenda road trip. Nasikia kuna road trip, and so you take your belongings and you go. Yeah, by the time you're 35, you're still partying, you're still having fun. It is very sad, and it is always good for teenagers out there to understand that it's not a lifestyle.
No,
you know, it happens. It's a stage in life, but don't overdo it. And of course, you have to know yourself. You have to believe yourself. You know, like understand, like even when you're going into these parties, like have expectations. You know what to expect, the do's and the don'ts. You know, do a research to make sure like the moment you get there, you know, nothing will go wrong. Because you have to be there, because of course you're a teenager.
Yeah, I know.
And of course that is part of growth, as you say. Though there are some who say no, there are some who don't do the party thing.
Yeah, they are.
You know, they are.
Wamejielewa kabisa.
Yeah, they don't.
Because they don't find, as you said, kama kitu hai add value kwangu, why should I do it?
Exactly.
So kuna wenye wanaonaga I crave, it doesn't add any value to me, so wacha tu niwache. But kuna wenye because of curiosity and because of being adventurous
and peer pressure, of course.
And peer pressure, they want to do it. And if they want to do it, then they have to do it responsibly.
Exactly.
Responsibly.
And it is also a responsibility as a parent, of course, to teach our kids how to do it in a responsible way. Because also if you don't teach them, then of course their minds are so young to understand what being like going out there and doing it responsibly.
They need to be guided.
Exactly. Yeah. To stop this cool thing, like I want to be cool. You know, that is not the definition of being
cool.
Cool.
When you say that, you remind me of kuna song imeimbwa na mtu sijui ni nani. Kujua Yesu ndi ubabi. Ubabi sio hiyo ati vute hizo vitu, kunywe hizo vitu.
Exactly.
Kujua Yesu ndi ubabi.
Pia ni ubabi.
If people knew that, kujua Yesu ndi ubabi, ndio kuwa cool. It is the new cool.
It is the new cool.
Hizo zingine sio the cool.
Ukweli.
Yeah, they should know that.
So thank you so much for being here today. I'm so happy.
Thank you.
Na nimefurahia, and of course najua tumeweza at least to talk about like a couple of things. Of course, like we have said, like it is not okay for these sleepovers, and if they must happen, so make sure you know where your child is going. Wazazi wao, do they share the same values as you do? Because you know, if you share the same values, then that means they're instilling the same to the kids. And of course, mtoto wako akipatana na huyu mwingine, of course they share the same values. You know, the things that they know that are not supposed to be done, your child knows they're not supposed to be done. Even to their kids, they are not supposed to be done, you know. And of course, in the course of the sleepover, of course, whatever they are going to share is very healthy. You know, you get to know whether these are parents that get involved in their kids' life. You know, to make sure like all those ABCs are being checked out, to make sure that your child is safe, so that at least you don't end up releasing them into the wrong hands. And of course, wind up kupotea. The other thing is peer pressure. That is something that if you want to avoid peer pressure, you must be the one instilling the right values, empowering your own child to make sure, because you're not responsible for what other kids do out there. The only child you're responsible for is your own child, you know. And of course, that is the only child that you can change. That is the only child that you can instill value. Your own kids are the only ones that you can instill values to make sure when they go out there and they meet these others, you know, of course, they can keep up with the pressure. They know when to say no, you know, and of course, they know when to say yes, and they only say yes to stuff that are adding value into their lives. And of course, now the sexual part, you know, it is always good for them. It is good for them to understand that sex is not for the young people.
It is not.
You know, it is not, whether with or without a condom. Because at times there you use the condom, and of course the condom is not 100%. It can fail you in one way or another. Being a lady, you might end up being pregnant. And you know, it was in a party. At times you'll wake up, you don't even know who is responsible for the pregnancy. And of course that is something this is something that you're gonna carry for the rest of your life. You know, and of course you end up with a lot of anger, with a lot of bitterness. You don't even know who the father of the child is. And of course the people you're partying with are young. They're also not ready to be responsible, to be fathers and all that. So everybody will be out. When it comes to that, everybody will be out. And in Kenya, it is not whereby ati tumezoesha, yani like DNA ni kitu ya kawaida. You know, huko nje tunaona baba ni nani. It's a process.
Hata labda hukujua hao wenye walikuwa hapo ni akina
nani, because they're even new people. So it is always good for them to understand that choices have consequences. Pirate ways kama venye tunaona, you can go out party, and of course a video was taken when you like so irresponsible, and of course unaipata mtandaoni, and you know that is something you will live with. Even your kids will see when they grow up. You know, kwa sababu huwa isahau. If there is one thing that doesn't forget it, it's the internet. It will be there for a very long time. Hata wajuku, they will come see it. So some choices inakuwa vizuri. Even if you must go for the parties, just be responsible enough. Hata ukifika upata wengine watu wanafanya hivyo, jieke kando. It doesn't hurt. You know, you don't lose you don't lose anything, you know, for being different, for being unique. You know, it only maintains your dignity, and it makes you shine. Nasemanga, imagine, me always tell girls, why can't you be that girl that every man wants? Simply because maintain too poor. Like kila mtu anasema, I want to be the first person, you know, to go with that girl, you know. And like ile huyu alienda akaambia huyu, and so they are coming to you because anajua huyu anakuambia chilia. Exactly. Hata nikifika kwake, you know, atajipa, you get. And I will always tell women, you're the one to put value to yourself. You're the one to teach others the way they are going to treat you. You know, if you want to be treated with respect, you must respect yourself first. You know, if you want to be treated with value, you must value yourself first. You put that value in you so that others can value as well. Thank you so much for having you. And I'm so thankful for your time and all that.
Thank you so much.
So thank you so much, viewers. That is all we have for today. Until next Sunday, this is Untold. Goodbye.